Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you January 4th, Tuesday night, with a recap and what I'm looking at for the trading day Wednesday. As you know, I got into ATHR yesterday at the open, and a number of you asked me what I was looking at when I got into the trade. Well, typically I'll watch how a stock breaks out from a pattern and consolidates back into the 20 EMA and then continues its move up, retests the 20, and so forth. Well, what I was looking for with ATHR was the same thing. Instead, we cruised along the 8 EMA. On Friday I was looking at it, and then the next day we got into it. That was Monday. Okay, Monday we had a nice move. We got in at the opening and we bought I bought 10 January 36s in the money for $1.50, $1.60. It was like a $1.55 average. We were lucky enough to be in it today when Oracle announced, or the New York Times deal book announced, that Oracle was in the final stages of a buyout of ATHR at $45 a share. So I sold most of my calls today on this run up for a nice $7.50 move on the options. So I have one call left, and I'll see what happens to it tomorrow. I was a bit lucky to be in this position, but was trading a pattern. Okay. Similarly, you guys were in MICC when you got a substantial move off the lower trend line with Johnny. I wasn't in this one, but this was another setup where you got a nice move off the lower trend line and side of a nice channel. Okay, so these kinds of moves do happen. You just have to know how to trade options and use the techniques that I'll teach you on how to get in with the least amount of premium paid. A lot of times I'll be in spreads. I don't mention it in the room. But I'll just post that I'm in the calls or in the puts or whatever. So anyway, what I'm looking at for tomorrow is Cirrus, which we got into yesterday on this break of the trend line. Again, what I was looking for here was this consolidation into the 20 EMA and the squeeze on the Bollinger Bands for a breakout. We got that yesterday and we continued today. We ran up to the high and came back, but we still closed above the highs. In an uptrend, you want to buy the close above the squeeze inside of the Bollinger Bands. We got in a little early on this one, but I did like the trend here. We've traded this before, so this looked pretty good. Bollinger Band, or excuse me, stochastics didn't get completely oversold, but it did start to turn. So we were looking at this yesterday to get in. Currently have 10 of the January 16s and 10 of the January 17s. Again, to get in these trades, typically what I do, looking at yesterday, was the oversold stochastics on Friday and the momentum going into the morning on Cirrus on the break of this trend line. So I was looking for this to continue. So it was a little bit out of the ordinary. Typically I like to get in on this oversold stochastics on the 15-minute chart for my target trigger. Okay, the hour is looking pretty good. We had a buy signal yesterday and today, so this is still looking pretty good. Okay, CTXS got shaken out of this morning. As I mentioned yesterday, I didn't like this shooting star candle. I mentioned that if we broke down below this candle here, that would be my stop. I did get out. I was afraid that we might continue on down, so discipline ruled the trade here. But looking at the 30-minute, I quickly noticed that we became oversold very quickly, started to embed, and we got a buy signal on the upside. So we got in on this candle here, and I got back in the January 70 calls. So for the time being, we're back in this trade. I was down $300 this morning on 10 calls. I got back in this on this particular buy signal on the stochastics. Intel is showing strength. We're back inside of this uptrend. I was a little skeptical of this sell here. I didn't think that it was going to continue, only because the stochastic continued to move up on the daily chart. So we're still in the Intel 2250s and at a price of 8 cents. So we're currently at bidding 11, ask 12. So we're up about 25% right now. So I'm looking for this to continue higher. My target is the upper Bollinger Band. We got a little resistance at the 20 EMA today, but I think we might continue given the strength in AMD. Also in Elvis, the January 50 calls, like the strength on Friday. We got into these, and there was quite a bit of momentum, so I felt this trade might continue on up inside of this channel that we're in here. All right, we're quickly approaching this upper trend line, but I'm looking for this to break higher because of the compression of the Bollinger Bands here, and the fact that stochastics are still a little bit below overbought. Okay, so we're at the 50 EMA. I'm looking for this to continue. Also in Tupperware, the January 50 calls, I doubled down today and bought some more calls on this particular move down, and currently tracking to move higher. Okay, we held off the lows, higher lows here, so we're looking pretty good on Tupperware. Take two. Also in the calls here, got in these yesterday on this oversold stochastic on the 15-minute chart. Looking at the hourly, we're looking pretty good. And on the daily, again, consolidation against the 20 EMA off of the highs on the last week. So I'm looking for this to continue higher. We got oversold stochastics, and we appear to be getting a buy signal here, but we could hold around the 20 for a little bit longer. So again, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you from Day Trading Radio. Oh, and one last thought. Also bought the gold GLD January 134 puts today. So only for a hedge on the mention on CNBC today at lunchtime. Okay, I'm looking for this to possibly break down this trend here with the dollar strengthening. Okay, so we bounced off of it for right now, right at the 100 EMA, the gray line right here. But the stochastics is oversold and turning down, so I'll probably hold on to those. The January 134 puts, we're in at 150. Okay, take care. This is Cousin Vinny coming to you from Day Trading Radio, where we can trade these types of positions on a daily basis and talk about these in the room. Take care and have a nice evening. Remember, options involve great risk, and remember to take profits.